in the headlines tonight. Reporting abuse of the public rental housing under reward scheme will not lead to social disharmony, says Housing Secretary Winnie Ho. The Observatory has issued the first cold weather warning of the year this afternoon, as the mercury is expected to dip to 7 degrees Celsius in some parts of Hong Kong. And wildfires continue to rage across Southern California, killing 5 people, as authorities struggle to contain the fires.
In a bid to tackle public housing misuse, the Report Public Housing Abuse Award will be launched next Wednesday. And the government anticipated that around 2,600 reports will be received this year. The Housing Authority will issue certificates of appreciation and offer a cash reward up to $3,000 to people providing information that lead to successful evictions notices for tenants misusing public housing. Over the past 2.5 years, authorities had reclaimed 7,000 public housing units, with 440 prosecutions recorded in the first 10 months of last year, more than double from 2022. Taking to the airwaves, Secretary for Housing Winnie Ho said reclaiming units could significantly ease the pressure on public resources, as building 7,000 units would cost about $7 billion. However, by reclaiming, then refurbishing and allocating a unit to the next tenant, the process can take just about 2 months. The housing minister dismissed concerns that tipping someone off might affect neighborhood relations. If you have neighbors who abuse public housing, such as renting it out or engaging in illegal activities, those are the real issues that ruin the community, she stated. The reports will undergo a review process by an assessment panel to ensure accuracy. If a case is reported by multiple sources, the $3,000 reward will be distributed according to the quality of the information provided. The authority reassured that reporting will remain confidential and that appreciation certificates could be issued without disclosing the reporter's name, as they wished. Evelyn Bai, Cable News. The Housing Authority's rental housing operating account is projected out of the red, shifting the anticipated deficit of over $1.1 billion to an expected surplus of over $400 million. This came after the authority revised upward its financial forecast for the current year, projecting around $9.2 billion fiscal surplus, thanks to the nearly 4,400 subsidized housing units being sold a year ahead of schedule. The net income of the sale is anticipated to be around $7.6 billion, 3.4 times the previous estimate. The public housing accounts will continue to grow steadily over the next 4 years, with projected surpluses exceeding $1 billion by the 2028 to 29 fiscal year. The estimation is based on the assumption that public housing rents are to increase about 7% every 2 years, the authority added.
Hong Kongers are told to brace for the cold spell ahead as the city's observatory issued the first cold weather warning of the year at 4:20 p.m. today. The mercury is forecasted to dip to 11 degrees Celsius in urban areas on Friday and across the weekend, potentially dropping to single digits in the new territories. Starting tonight, temperatures will drop notably as a powerful winter monsoon sweeps across southern China, the observatory said. Expect chilly mornings in the forthcoming days, with temperatures hovering around 11 to 12 degrees in urban regions. The new territories and high ground are likely to experience even colder conditions, maybe 7 degrees or lower. Additionally, winds are expected to intensify, especially on elevated grounds, creating the wind chill effect, which can make you feel even icier as wind strips away heat from your body. Under clear skies, radiation cooling will be rather significant overnight during the weekend, with a chance of frost over inland areas of the new territories and on high ground, the forecaster said. The weather watchdog reminded people to keep warm and take care of the elderly and persons with chronic medical conditions during the cold snap. The temperature is expected to rise gradually from Sunday onwards. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
A total of 25 passengers aboard two Cathay Pacific flights, both from Kathmandu, Nepal to Hong Kong, have reported suspected food poisoning, all within a time frame of approximately 24 hours. The latest incident involved 15 passengers on the CX-640 flight who experienced symptoms such as vomiting, nausea, and abdominal pain after consuming their in-flight meals this morning. 5 of them were taken to hospital after the plane landed in Hong Kong at around 5 a.m. The incident came after the airliner reported to the Center for Health Protection yesterday that 10 passengers on the same flight also suffered from food poisoning symptoms. Among them, 4 sought medical attention upon arrival, though none required hospitalization. Preliminary investigations by health authorities suggest that a pre-flight meal of takeaway sandwiches may have caused the illness. Flight meal samples have also been collected for further examination. It is unclear whether the 15 passengers who fell ill today have also consumed the same sandwiches prior to boarding. Cathay Pacific responded yesterday, stating that cabin crew assisted affected passengers immediately, followed established medical protocols, and informed relevant authorities and medical teams in Hong Kong. The airline also confirmed that thorough disinfection of the aircraft will take place and that an investigation into the incident is ongoing. Quentin Yap, Cable News. At least 20 students have been hospitalized for smoke inhalation after a trolley was set ablaze outside a primary school in Kwai Chung. The fire broke out around noon near the entrance of the Sheckley St. John's Catholic Primary School, sending plumes of heavy smoke into the teaching building. Many students experienced distress from the fire, with several feeling unwell after inhaling smoke. A total of 13 girls and 7 boys, aged between 6 and 10, have been sent to Princess Margaret Hospital and Yan Chai Hospital for treatment. All children were conscious during their transfer, according to police. Authorities are investigating the fire as a case of suspected arson. At least 5 people have died and more than 1,000 structures have been razed to the ground by massive wildfires which have been raging across Los Angeles in the U.S. state of California. Fanned by hurricane-force winds, the initial blaze, which started as a brush fire, has now developed into 5 major infernos surrounding Los Angeles and covering more than 28,000 acres in total. Nearly 140,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes as firefighters are struggling to contain the blazes. The first fire to erupt on Tuesday local time was in the affluent Los Angeles suburb of Pacific Palisades, which is home to a lot of Hollywood celebrities. Sunset Boulevard, the famous strip in the West Hollywood, has been gutted. Scorching the seaside area between Malibu and Santa Monica, the fire has exploded to more than 17,000 acres with zero containment. It is the most destructive ever to hit Los Angeles County. Smoke from the fires is posing to be a very dangerous health hazard, as fine particulate matter can penetrate deep into the lungs. Some 1,800 firefighters, who are reportedly short on water, are working relentlessly to get the fires under control. They're resorting to taking water from swimming pools and ponds. U.S. President Joe Biden canceled the last overseas trip of his presidency just hours before he was set to depart for Rome. Visiting Los Angeles, Biden has promised federal support to contain the fires and help in the reconstruction effort.
A Russian airstrike on the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia has left at least 13 civilians dead and injured more than 30 others. The attack happened in broad daylight when 2 guided aerial bombs hit residential buildings. Several floors of an apartment block erupted in flames, and most of the window panes were blown away by the explosion. Firefighters had to treat casualties on the roadside. Vehicles parked under the building also caught fire. Firefighters had to use an aerial ladder to rescue people who were trapped on higher floors. Zaporizhia has been frequently targeted in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, which will enter its 3rd year next month.
Inflation in the mainland eased for 4 months in a row in December, while consumer prices almost stalled in 2024 despite the central government's stimulus measures to boost the economy. December's consumer price index increased by 0.1% year-on-year, following a 0.2% rise in November. Food prices dropped by 0.5%, with pork prices surging 12.5%, while fresh food prices fell 3%. Meanwhile, non-food prices rose 0.2%. Throughout 2024, CPI went up by 0.2% compared to the previous year, well below the government's target of 3%. Separately, the Producer Price Index, which measures costs for goods at the factory gate, went down by 2.3% year-on-year in December, in line with market expectations and narrowing from the 2.5% drop in the previous month. The National Bureau of Statistics spokesman attributed the PPI decline, citing off-season production for some industries in December and the fluctuations in international commodity price. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.